If we consider software and web technologies, what are the different profiles available for students to have a career?
Yeah, so I would say in terms of, I would generally call it web technology. So that's one whole area where there is maximum development going on. As I said, really that's the base for everything. So whether you're building mobile applications or you're building web solutions. So I would say the branch really comes down to is, and then I should also add one more thing which I didn't talk about at all was the database. So another thing what is happening is, as you can imagine now with your social networks and the applications you use, the amount of data that one creates. So you now take photographs, you put them on the web. You have your whole, if you keep posting your status on Facebook, you put in a lot of information, all that, the amount of content that is being created is massive. So the another big branch which also has to be looked at is the whole data analytics, because the rate at which we are creating data is almost unparalleled in history, but then the tools to actually manage and mine that data is still difficult. So I'll just give you a very quick example. So for example, so let's say everyone uses mobile phones. Now, if I can understand how many mobile phones are there in a given area, I can actually start predicting traffic patterns. And so I can actually signal without even knowing or putting cameras on the road that wait a minute, the traffic is moving very slowly because I see 1,000 mobiles and they're not moving. So this is an example of how data can be mined, which is all there today, but then it's still a big challenge on how you apply it. So this whole field is called big data. And how do you manage large volumes of data to make actual business sense or analytical sense out of it? So likewise with web technologies, the key thing is to figure out, okay, so let me break one more thing there. The two parts of the industry as I see it is essentially products and services. So one has to decide whether they want to really pursue, both have their pros, advantages, and really it's about experience. So if you can have both, that's best. It's not product is better than services or services is better than product. But essentially I would say that the skills required for the product industry is more technical, because the idea, the whole focus is to create a product, a software solution or a package that actually sells and you make money from that. Whereas if you look at services, it's much more around, not only do you have to have skills, but you have to work with variety of clients, understand their business problems, work with them on solving their problems, and that's how the services industry works. So then there you need a very good mix of communication and interpersonal skills with your technology skills and the ability to work as a team, because that's almost going to be true in any work you do for any client. So, and then within that, so if you look at those are the two broad areas, but then in the technical side, one has to at least decide which areas they want to focus on. Now, even though .NET or Java, you can still build the same kind of web solutions, each of them they're fairly complex and one has to build expertise over the years. So that is something you should think about and say, okay, which areas do you want to specialize? Because as you move through your career, the generic stuff, while always helpful, finally translated to people are going to look for like deep and rich expertise, especially if you're going to be at the architect level. It'll help if you have very strong .NET skills or Java skills. Now, of course, after that you can go and become a generic architect, but as a career starting point, this would be some areas where you look at a good set of database skills, either Java, either .NET, and take it from there.